Such a piece of shit.
I'm gonna keep playing it.
It's going to be so distracting.
We're not paying attention to
Whatever is played is going to be so distracting.
It's not.
I know myself.
Not. You're not gonna want to look at it.
I always want to look at it. No matter... I kind of always prefer it over...
You have to see it.
Oh my god. This is... Is this fucking... like, football? Soccer football?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's not working anyway.
Oh my god.
No, it was tennis.
Sit up straight. You look too comfortable.
I can be comfortable. That's how you get the best audio.
This TV down here is going to be nothing but trouble.
It won't matter once we have the screens up.
I guess. But it matters right now.
So yeah, The Death of Arcane. Do you want to read the synopsis? So that you're watching the screen. I'm sorry. I'll sit up.
You're trash. Alright, so this is Swamp Things I Hate About You, episode 11, The Death of Anton Arcane. I'm Meryl.
And I'm Eric.
And, yeah. Yeah, Anton Arcane.
Anton Arcane's going down?
Kinda big fucking spoilers right there in the title.
Right in the title. Well, it's bound to happen for sure. No questions asked. It will happen.
Yes, definitely.
He will be dead.
He will be.
We'll never see him again.
Straight up,
because he'll be in the ground.
He will be straight up moited.
No other options are possible.
No.
All right. With that said,
our episode starts off with Jim riding his bike out from the arcade, and we see just some creeps in a black van. They're like, "Is that the kid?" And the other one's like, "Yeah." They're like, wait to get him till he's out of town. Then the credits happen, and then the van runs Jim off the road. And the dudes toss a sack over him and manhandle him because, you know, it's adults dealing with Jim. So then we cut to Arcane in the swamp with a little kitty cat carrier.
Pet taxi.
Yeah. And he releases a little worm snake guy. And Swamp Thing comes a bit after he eats a turtle or a tortoise. And Swamp Thing is just like... Swamp Thing does what he should have done from day one, and he just grabs Arcane by the neck, and he's like, "I'm done with your shit." And then Arcane's like, "Well, you're going to want to hear me out, because I kidnapped Jim, and he's going to die if you don't let me do the things that I want to do." And we've got until 4 a.m., and so they set a timer there. And I wrote down here, 4 a.m. equals no more air for Jim.
Which is also 8 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah. So, what time would that make it right then? Because I was having some things with the lighting.
7:15.
Okay, so it seemed like it was the middle of the night whenever they were in the swamp.
The hard cover of the trees, maybe.
But it seemed like it was...
But yeah, it feels like it was after 10.
Well, but then it seemed like it was the middle of the day whenever they were at Jim's house. Because the lights were like...
True.
There was like bright white lights outside.
True.
Outside the windows. But anyways, Yeah, Swamp Thing has 8 hours and 45 minutes to wait, I guess, is Arcane's plan.
Yeah.
And we cut to Jim, who is buried underground somewhere. Not really explicitly stated, just somewhere in the swamp.
He's just, buried.
And so Arcane tries to get his worm back into the pet carrier, but it straight up just kills him, bites him in the neck, and deadifies him. And then we cut to Tressa looking for Jim, and she runs into Obo, who also kindly offers to help if you catch my drift, because Obo's looking to pork.
Always.
Well, we saw how just big of a horn dog he was with the Swamp Maiden.
Yeah. Hey, he's got potential.
And so Tressa and Obo end up finding Jim's bike on the road. And then they start the worst search party I've ever seen on any show ever. Because instead of fanning out and like spreading out to cover a large area, they're all walking in a line. They're all walking down the same path together.
And you have to be really thorough. Check the same spot 8 times.
Yeah. And then while the search party's happening, Swamp Thing finds Arcane's body. And he's like, just because Swamp Thing's like God, he's just like,
I'll bring him back to life.
And then, but he gets like super conflicted, and he has a little talk to himself about whether or not it's the right thing to do, because it's like, oh, he's such a bad guy, but I need to bring back Jim. And so he's about to do it, but because he dicks around so long, the search party ends up finding Arcane's body. And, oh yeah. And we cut back to Jim still trying to dig his way out of the hole. And he knocks a rock loose and knocks himself unconscious.
Which is easily the best scene possibly in the show so far.
Well, I've watched it 3 times so far, and it's made me laugh every time.
It's so clumsy.
Well, it's also, the biggest thing that gets me is it's pretty much right in front of his face. It's right in front of his eye line. Yeah, so he should be able to see it. So yeah, Jim's knocked unconscious. Swamp Thing watches them take away Arcane's body, and then we cut to Jim not being knocked out anymore. So that little that little suspense is over.
Well, also don't forget. Sorry to butt in, guys, but when Swamp Thing is sneaking around the hospital, the one doctor's talking to.
Well, we're not at that yet. Yeah.
No, I thought we were.
No, because
Dr. Hayton and Anton.
No, that doesn't happen yet. No.
Oh, okay.
That like. Yeah, because Jim wakes up, and then we see Swamp Thing breaks into the coroner's office. Yeah. I've written down the coroner sees, and it's Anton Arcane. It's just basically, fuck that guy, I'll do it tomorrow. But they're like, you called me here at 1 a.m, and it's like, oh, that's so close to 4. Uh-oh. And now Tressa's talking to the sheriff. And it is 2 a.m, so they're calling off the search party because
bar closed.
Yeah, if a kid's lost, he's gonna stay lost until the morning. He'll be there. It's kind of like the.
That's how being lost works.
Well, it's kind of like the coroner, where he's just like, yeah, the dead kid will be there in the morning. Yep.
You still need to go to sleep whether you're lost or not.
I also felt like the sheriff was going to move in and try to kiss Tressa while he was telling her that.
Oh, he had the intention to.
And then Swamp Thing breaks into the morgue and brings Arcane back to life. And then Arcane still got him by the balls because he's just like, yeah, you can't tell anyone. Although it's super weird because there's nothing to really make Swamp Thing hold up to this promise. He makes him promise that he won't tell anyone that he kidnapped Jim, and Swamp Thing won't kill him when he gets Jim back.
Why doesn't Swamp Thing just kill him?
Yeah, that's my thing too, where it's just like, why don't... What is...
Turn him into a tree. If killing's not your thing, turn him into a tree like we've seen you do to people already.
That's a fate worse than death.
It's a perfect fate for somebody like Arcane. Yeah, that might be a fitting one. You know, other people.
Yeah. Well, he was saying he was gonna turn Jim into a mutant earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
And so Jim is still digging, and he actually breaks through to the surface and gets some fresh air. But then, jump scare.
Snake
it's the fucking
the
worm.
hole.
Yeah, the worm snake. Pops its head through the hole.
I never thought that
And then
could be
Swamp
a
Thing grabs it and kills it and stomps on it. And yeah, that's the climactic battle of this episode.
Swamp Thing just snapping the snake.
And then Swamp Thing has a very creepy conversation with Jim about how he should not tell anyone what happened tonight. And he shouldn't tell anyone that he was kidnapped. And he does. He just lies to his mom and tells her, yeah, I fell in a gully or something.
Yep, fell in a gully, hit his head.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't in a situation where I might have been molested by two grown men. And then Arcane burns up all the rest of his worms so they don't try to kill him. And the end.
You mean those disgusting monstrosities?
Yes.
Well, actually, before you say the end, right after that, he lifts another one and makes the statement of,
this one will turn out better or
yeah,
something.
You'll be my next great whatever.
So yeah, that was the episode. All in all, not terrible.
Not a terrible episode. Not really quotable. Not
nothing too quotable.
Usually there's at least a line or two that's memorable. There was actually one in this one, when Swamp Thing revives Anton, and Anton agrees to tell Swamp Thing where Jim is. He makes the comment, "Follow me, you pile of moss," and that was kind of a Anton joke, and that was pretty much the only notable quote.
Yeah, even for being
otherwise
an Anton heavy episode,
just talking about what's specifically going on. No banter in this episode.
I didn't mind the worm snake puppet. That was pretty cool.
Snake puppet was cool. I like the scary snake.
Yeah. There were some points where you could obviously tell it was just being dragged along the ground on a piece of fishing line.
Yeah. Well, this episode had a lot of very, very stumbly special effects. The snake, the rock falling on Jim, and Jim's whole just fall to the ground in that scene is really...
Yeah.
I don't know. Just, it didn't look natural, which, I mean, I'm not trying to really nitpick that hard. But,
yeah, why you hating on a kid, man?
But if we're gonna get that way, it was a stumbly episode.
I don't know. I don't think if we're gonna be trying,
even though it had purpose and a point, and the plot was actually decent-ish for one of these.
I agree. What would you give it?
I don't want to say 7 again.
Yeah, well, I feel like we always say 7 and 8.
I don't know.
7 or 6 or 7 or 8.
But it is. It's like a 6 or a 7.
I'd probably give this one a 5.
It's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. It's not the worst episode. It's definitely not the best of what we've seen so far.
It had the best jump moment, though.
Yes, it did.
No episode has had me actually jump from something spooking me.
Yeah, that was a good jump scare.
I kind of saw the snake biting Anton coming.
Well, yeah, but that's because they had a title
before.
card that said the death of Anton Arcane, or the death of Arcane, Dr. Arcane. Dr. Arcane.
Yeah, that was I guess there's. I wish I had more to say about it, but there's. I guess just not a ton to say.
Yeah, it seems like they're gonna end up falling on the kidnapping angle a little bit more.
So Jim fell in a gully somehow, way off away from wherever his bike was ditched, and Teresa's just gonna accept
Yeah,
that.
she was just like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." She was literally like, "Oh, it doesn't matter, as long as you're back." Yeah.
Oh, I never gave a number. So you went with 5. Yeah, I guess.
Straight down the middle. Yeah.
We're 6.
Going with siete.
Yeah.
Is that 6 or is that 7?
No, that's 7.
Okay, never mind then.
6 is 6.
6 is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I slept a lot during Spanish.
Ooh, I wasn't a Spanish fan. Now that I work at my new restaurant, not my new restaurant, but at my new job, I
wish you paid attention more.
Yeah, but I'm catching on to stuff. I've got small talk down and
what is
like and translators help.
What is gringo punta mean?
I don't want to say. It's very descriptive of you.
Oh, that's mean. I'm not a white pussy.
Pinocha's pussy. Punta's bitch.
Oh. I'm not a white bitch.
Yep.
Getting too comfortable.
Yep.
Cracking the whip.
And culos and chichis.
Vagina and breasts.
Ass and titties.
Don't kick the table.
Shit, I'm sorry. Well, that's an abrupt thing that happened.
It didn't even peak it.
The nerds will cry if things peak. So what's been new in your world?
What you been doing? I have been playing Minecraft. I picked it up for the Switch. Ooh. And they had a big update recently. But I hadn't played it for probably 3 or 4 years at least. And so just a lot had changed, a lot had updated to it. Apparently now it's to the point where the consoles are basically on the same level as the PC version. I feel like the PC version still probably gets updates and stuff earlier. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's actually getting back into it. Just been sinking a lot of time into that because it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun playing a game that's just not super goal oriented. You just kind of the biggest goal. I
can see that.
It's generally just you kind of decide to start doing something, and then your biggest goal or what sets you on your next path is just I need this or this to continue building what I want to build. So you actually have to then go and find it.
Okay.
And what am I doing right now? I'm doing what I end up doing a lot, which is just building digging a big 10x10 hole straight down to get just resources and stuff. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot lately. Playing Enter the Gungeon too, because that big update came out a couple.
Oh, I just saw a thing about that actually online.
Yeah, it's really fun. They tweaked a bunch of behind the scenes numbers and stuff, so that it's definitely, you feel like you're getting more rewards and stuff for it.
Cool.
It's still fucking gruelingly hard though. I still have not beaten it.
Garrett, who was talking with us in the last episode, just picked it up this week and got it for like 32 cents or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on sale or something.
It was on sale, and he also used points with it. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
ended up
Nintendo's
being-
got a thing now where it's like every time you buy a game, you can get points for it, and use those points to get money off on games.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's really fun.
Yeah, he ended up getting it for like 32 cents. Like, hey, good pickup. That's a good pickup.
Yeah, because it was on sale for like $7 or $8 recently.
Oh, that's still a steal anyway. That's
Yeah.
so worth it.
Well, the game itself is $15 too, so it's
even at its core, you're not paying much
it's
for a game.
you.
That's
If you really enjoy
replayable.
that game, you end up getting your money out of it,
right?
Because you will put hours.
If you
into
like,
it.
if you like that style of shooter and like bullet hells and stuff like that in general, I think that's well worth the money.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I've been reading that book about that Neil Gaiman book, Norse mythology. Too.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
You told me about that a little bit off the mic, but
yeah, but it's really cool because it's basically telling the story of Odin and Thor and all those folks that you know from the Marvel movies, but they're a bit different because this is based on actual folklore, but it's put into a
but it's more it's a different story, but more real of a different story,
more lore accurate.
Yes.
You could probably say, but even he says in the foreword where it's just like, this is my interpretation of it. There can be, it's open for interpretation basically. But he makes it into a narrative, so it's not just like listing off Odin's talents and achievements and stuff he can do. It's actually just like, and here's just basically every chapter is basically like a little story. Yeah, it's just real fun.
Just real fun.
Real good. Real good. One of those. It's always nice when you find a book that it's just like you want to keep reading.
Oh yeah.
And I've been trying to pace myself a little bit. So.
I gotta start my Section 31 book. Oh man.
If I ever find it, I'll let you borrow my X-Men. Star Trek Next Generation crossover book.
Yeah, that would be cool too. That would be cool.
Wolverine and Worf train on the holodeck together. Geordi and Nightcrawler chill out or hang out together, and Geordi tries to figure out how his teleportation works.
But I love it.
It's really good.
Picard and Xavier.
They don't meet. Xavier's still on X-Men World, but they have a holodeck.
Of course they have a holodeck or a holographic image.
And
both of us just went right to holodeck. Holosuite.
Well, yeah, no, it's a holodeck, but they have a holodeck chat, and Xavier remarks how much Picard and him look alike.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I can't remember who else. I remember, Nightcrawler's there, Wolverine's there. I'm pretty sure Cyclops is there, but I cannot remember.
Just think of each member of the TNG cast and which member of X-Men reminds you of them the most, and they probably were there.
But it was a pretty cool story because it was basically some aliens in the TNG universe had seeded a planet hundreds and thousands of years ago, so that the people would end up developing mutant powers.
Oh, okay.
And one person from that planet ended up joining Starfleet, and I think he starts developing some powers. And his brother stayed on the planet, and it was just like, this is the time when the power started manifesting. So just the world kind of goes crazy, and they ended up throwing him in like a prison or something, basically.
Power prison.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool because then the bad guy aliens are going to come and scoop him up and sell him as weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. But what have you been? What have you
this
been
is good.
doing?
What have I been up to?
Yeah,
Drumming. Got a drum set. Been drumming. Waiting on a ride cymbal. Should be here tomorrow, hopefully. Tomorrow in the real world time.
Oh, tomorrow IRL.
Got a new King Giz album. That was not a new one, but a new one to me.
Is it pressed in any fancy way? Does it
It's
have
orange.
Okay.
It's a paper mache dream balloon. And it's an orange press. Actually, I found it. I'm a member of a group on Facebook that's just like it's like literally King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fan page or something like that. But somebody posted that new copies of that album and another one were for sale on Amazon, but the other one was temporarily out of stock. But it was like $12.53 or $63, and with Prime I ordered it Friday night and it showed up today.
Nice.
So today being Sunday.
Isn't Prime amazing? It
was cool. I was kind of upset though that it showed up before my ride cymbal, which was supposed to show up on Friday. And I waited all day Friday at home for it to come and it didn't show up. And then I did the same thing Saturday before work and it didn't show up. And I was like, crap. And then the next day, Dream Balloon showed up and I was like, okay, even that beat the ride cymbal. I mean, the ride cymbal probably wasn't going to show up today, but...
You'd think they'd figure out a way to just, like...
No tracking on the ride
get two
either.
wheels.
Just an estimated date of arrival.
You'd think they'd figure out a way to just basically, like, get two wheels to spin together so that they could just, like, put the cymbals through it, so they just go shoot and shoot it out. And they could just shoot it to your house
all the way to your destination.
Yeah.
Just assuming that nothing gets in its path along the way.
Yeah, there's no wind or anything.
Small child riding a bike. Pizza that hasn't been cut yet.
Zoom.
No, my pizza!
I don't want pizza.
I didn't want two pieces. A bride and groom about to cut a cake at an outside wedding reception in a park, and just as they're about to lay down the knife, the cymbal comes through and cuts the cake for them and splatters cake all in their face.
And then it's revealed as they're pulling their hands up that each of the hands with the rings were cut off.
No! Final Destination deaths.
What they don't tell you is when you cut off your hand with your wedding ring on, you can't sew it back on. You're not allowed to.
That's not cool. That is not cool.
Not kosher.
Faking marriage.
Right?
Yeah, how do you know?
Actually,
that was her
the
hand?
only way that you
that could have been anybody's married hand at that point.
Yeah.
I want to be a married woman and chop the hand up and glue somebody else's on.
Yep.
And that makes it real.
Yep. But what do you do when that hand starts to rot?
I thought you were going to say it tries to break itself off.
No.
It doesn't accept the host.
No, that only happens if you get a serial killer hand.
What about a puppeteer hand?
That just makes people uncomfortable.
My hand movements are crucial to this moment.
What kind of puppet are you using? Because it's not like a Kermit sock puppet. That seems like it's it seems like you're controlling something with like eyes too.
No, I was doing like a marionette. I think those are called the wooden ones.
Marionettes are more like this.
No, it's like this.
No, that's like you're playing a keyboard. No, marionettes are
that's
more like this.
Playing a keyboard.
Some of them.
This is like tentacles.
No, it's maybe like 10 tickles if you're touching me with all your fingers.
With two hands, yeah. Oh, now it's a spider.
Kind of.
But it's pointless.
Really good audio bit.
That's what's special about us.
I think I'm gonna keep that in.
That's worth it.
On that note, while we're just making puppets with our hands or whatever.
Tennis didn't distract you too much.
I didn't know, but I will advocate for not having a TV
It's
on
really
because
blurry.
it distracted you.
It's really blurry, but I still stayed on topic.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to hear about the Neil Gaiman book again, so I watched that.
Fuck you. It's real good, so you can go fuck yourself. It's gonna be really bad if it ends up being like really bad, and then because I'm not done with it yet.
Oh, that would suck. That would suck.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, it's so good. All right, this has been Swamp Things I Hate About You.
Episode 11?
Episode 11. Arcane totally died.
No, it didn't happen.
He did!
My prediction was untrue, but he's back.
Yeah.
Fudger.
Back in the New York groove. Back in the Swamp Thing groove.
Aw, that was a good one.
Fucked it up. Alright, have a good one.
Yep.